How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Singaporean Life. I'm your host Jiala, and today we'll be talking about this little thing right here that's been causing so much hoo-ha among Singaporeans recently. Okay, so this little thing right here, for those of you guys who don't know, who are overseas viewers of this channel, then this is called a TraceTogether token. Okay, it is a small Bluetooth proximity device that is given out free to Singaporeans recently because of the whole COVID virus thingy. Okay, and this is meant to help facilitate in contact tracing. So what it does is, if you come into someone who has the COVID virus, okay, you come into close proximity with them for an extended period of time, the two people who have the tokens will lock each other, okay, and the data will be stored inside the tokens for up to 25 days. Okay, it is not uploaded to any cloud service or whatnot, but the government can take the tokens to track down who has been in close contact for an extended period of time with the COVID patients, and they can then use this data to contact the other party and maybe quarantine them, or get them to be more mindful of their health, go for health checkups or something like that to prevent spreading of the COVID virus. Okay, so this was released a few months back, and you can collect these from dedicated collection points. I believe I had mine for a few months ago, and I was one of the first few people to get it. So, and I think my token is no longer flashing anymore. At least I don't really see it flashing. Oh, okay, it's still flashing. Okay, so the battery in this thing can last for a pretty long time. Alright, and what people are really upset about currently is that recently in Parliament, just 2 days ago, okay, one of the ministers actually said that they, under Section 20 of the Criminal Procedure Act, or the CPC, they can obtain this TraceTogether token data to aid them in their criminal investigation. And people were saying, oh no, that's a breach of my privacy, that's causing public mistrust, whatever. Okay, so let me first get this out of the way. First things first, you don't have any privacy to begin with. We all know that Singapore is a police state. Okay, it's a surveillance state. You have CCTV cameras everywhere, shopping malls, along the roads, along the highways, and right now even there are some CCTVs being installed underneath your HDB blocks, inside our car parks and whatnot. So there are cameras all over Singapore. Alright, on top of that, the data inside your mobile phone, your banking data, all of the data that you have on social media, even the recent safe entry data. Okay, now TraceTogether and safe entry are two completely different things. Okay, safe entry is a sort of like a QR code that you can scan whenever you go to places to sort of like check into that place. The government has said nothing about safe entry data to my knowledge. Okay, so they can use the safe entry data if they want to for other purposes. Okay, they did when this TraceTogether token was first released. However, one of the ministers specifically stated that this TraceTogether tokens data will only be used solely for the purpose of contact tracing and nothing else. Okay, what people are unhappy about is that they are now able to use this data to track criminals. And if you ask me, like for all of the things that I mentioned earlier, you basically have no privacy in Singapore to begin with. You sign up for a mobile line, you open a bank account, you go anywhere. The police can track you if they want to, and the police has the power to obtain all of this data. The data from your phone, they can get it from the telco. The data inside your PC, they can, probably have some hacker hacking into your PC if they need to obtain some data, if they suspect you of being a terrorist or whatnot. Under very urgent circumstances, I would imagine that they have the power to do that. Okay, all of the cameras placed around Singapore, they can obtain any cameras footage whenever they need to track your location. Okay, like they don't need this TraceTogether tokens data to track you. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is something additional, but it is not something that they need to track you. They can already track you and every single thing that you're doing, even without this thing existing in the first place. So if you're telling me that, hey, the police, the government, they are breaching my privacy. In the first place, you have no privacy to begin with, especially for people who use social media. They can go and obtain all of the data that you have on all or any of your social media accounts whenever they want to. All they have to do is, approach the social media company and say, hey, I'm the police and I need the data to track down this criminal, blah blah blah. And any social media company out there would gladly and very willingly oblige and give the police the data. So the police doesn't need this to track you. Like, this is additional. This is not necessary for them to track you. So I do not get what the big deal is that people are saying that, hey, you're breaching my privacy and all that, because in the first place, you don't have any privacy to begin with. And if you have nothing to hide, then you shouldn't be afraid of them tracking you down. Like, why would they want to track you down for no reason whatever, unless you're involved in some criminal activities? If you ask me, Singapore did not become one of the world's safest countries overnight or by accident. It is because of the strict rules that we have. And if you ask me personally, would I rather stay in somewhere like the United States, whereby you get a lot of freedom, freedom of speech, you get your privacy, you can do basically whatever you want with minimal repercussions. But at the same time, you have so much chaos, anarchy, shootings, killings, all sorts of, fucked up stuff going on over there every single day. Like, just today, I was reading the news and, there were people climbing over the, barging into the capital. So this is quite crazy, but you don't see any of these things happen in Singapore because we have strict rules and because our police force is pretty efficient. Now, I don't want to, bootlick the government or anything, but you have to admit that our police force is pretty efficient. And the reason why is because they have access to all of these data, our phone data, our banking data, our location, our whereabouts through the use of the thousands of CCTVs that are installed island-wide. All of these, they already have all of these data. They don't need the TraceTogether token to track you. And now let us address the second point, whereby people are saying that it's basically, causing people to mistrust the government because they are saying one thing but doing another thing. Okay, when the minister first launched this, okay, he frankly stated that he had not thought of the CPC, okay, when he first released this, and he didn't think that the CPC actually had the power to basically acquire any data that they need to in order to track down criminals. Okay, he admitted that, and for that I applaud him. Okay, honestly, I don't really care what party he's from, or I don't really care who he is as a person, but the fact that he can own up to his mistakes, I applaud him for that. Not many people can do that, especially if you are a public figure, and to tell the nation openly that, hey, I fucked up, I did not think of this, that's really good on his part. That's bravery, one thing. At least he's being honest about it now. Okay, I do believe that he had not thought of this because as a minister, I don't think you are required to know every single law that exists in Singapore. I mean, if you can remember all of that, then really kudos to you. You're probably a lawyer or a judge and not some politician. Okay, maybe you have some basic understanding, but you probably don't have the entire law book of Singapore inside your head, and that you can just pull out at a moment's notice. So yeah, it was an oversight on his part, but I do not think that it is a big deal. We are all humans, whether he's a minister or he's not a minister. Like, he's still a human too, right? And all humans make mistakes, in my opinion. So I think it is not such a big deal. Okay, yes, he made a mistake by saying something that wasn't true. Okay, now the police has the power to use this for criminal investigations, and so far to my knowledge they have only used it once, okay, and it was for a murder case. I think it's pretty justified because you obviously don't want a crazy murderer running around on the loose in Singapore, right? I'm sure nobody wants that. Like, you'll be freaking out, you'll be panicking for your lives if you know that there's a murderer running around Singapore, and Singapore is a small country, mind you. So the police can use whatever data they can to track down these criminals, then why not, right? And then you have people saying, first they are going to do this to track us, and then next they're going to come up with another initiative that can further track us, that can further invade into our privacy and all that. But the thing is, it's the 21st century now, guys. You literally have no privacy. Anything that is online right now, you have zero privacy and zero control over it. Whatever you do, okay, as long as it is online, your data is open. Your data is vulnerable. Your data is open for the world to hack into and whatnot. Even major tech giants like Google, like Facebook, they've been hacked before. Nothing is safe, okay? Once it is online, it is vulnerable. And there is nothing you can do about it. And sadly, that is how the world will continue to progress. It doesn't matter how good your security, your cyber security gets, because there will be some exploit, some weakness somewhere that has yet to be discovered. And when it has been discovered, it is already too late. You know what I mean? So there is no privacy nowadays. People who are still talking about, saying how important their privacy is. Okay, if you have a mobile phone, you already have lost your basic form of privacy, because inside your mobile phone, you have your contacts. If you use social media, you have even less privacy and all of that stuff, you already have zero privacy to begin with. So why are you bothered that, the government has one extra thing that they can track you with? And let's be honest, the Singapore police force is not that free to track every single person unless you're doing fishy criminal activities. And like I've always said, if you have nothing to hide, then what are you worried about? I don't think the police are that free to go ahead and, pick up random people and see, hey, where have you been to today? And even then, so what? What can they do with that data? If the police doesn't know who you are, and I don't think the police knows everyone in Singapore, why would they care about where you go to? Hey, I visited the mall today to have lunch, and then I came back. Okay, I visited from this timing to this timing. So what can you do with that data? What are you going to do with that? Nothing. And I am just a nobody. And for the many people out there who are upset about this, you people are nobody as well. Let's be very honest, you are not big influencers, you're not some rich business tycoon. Maybe you are, I don't know, but most of you are just ordinary citizens like me, like you and me. We are nobody special. And would the government dedicate so much time to tracking every single person? I don't think so. Would the Singapore police force bother with every single person unless you're involved in criminal activities? I don't think so. So that is basically my take on the issue. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you still value your privacy over your safety more? Do you think that the minister should have been more careful in his choice of words? Will you still continue to use the TraceTogether token, or are you going to keep it in some obscure corner of your house? Are you going to wrap it in tin foil? Because that's what I heard some stupid people are saying. Whatever. Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and follow me on all my social media platforms. The links will be up on the screen right now. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. Until the next time, I'm your host, Jiale. Peace out.